All right, so starting off just from recap the game injury-wise, Smitty's the one, we alluded to with possibly having something serious, and it turns out that's going to be the case. He's going to be out for the season with his injury. So, like I said, we're all rallying around him here and supporting him as he's getting healthy. So, with that being said, moving forward here to Kansas City, we got a big practice here today. We're in pads. We got to get significantly better here over the next couple of days, and then we'll follow that up with the game. So that's where really we're looking for some great work here today. We'll travel tomorrow, and then on Friday we'll have everyone up and playing. So we'll get a couple good days of work here this week. With that, I'll go ahead and open up.
What's the plan for how long they're going to play? Less than they did?
To be determined. Still, we got to make it through today, and we'll make that determination. It sounds like KC is going to play their starters too, so should have some good competition there.
As you reviewed the tape, what did you like most about what you saw from Caleb and how he ran the offense on Sunday night?
Yeah, I thought the communication was very clean. I thought he heard the plays well from me, and then he communicated it well in the huddle, and we really didn't have many issues in terms of getting lined up with plenty of time. There's one time he flipped the protection, which was great to see. I thought he saw the field really well. I thought he played with some timing and anticipation. There's certainly some things that we can build upon there and keep getting better at. We kind of highlighted those going forward, and so no, I thought it was a good start, encouraging for the whole group to kind of get out there, go through that pregame process, night before the game, day of the game, get out there and pregame, and then you don't start with the best conditions. I'm talking about your first drives on the -8 to start the game, and yet they didn't bat an eye and just took it one play at a time, and so I thought the whole group did a nice job there.
And I have a question for you about Andy Reid, since you guys are playing the Chiefs.
Yeah.
As a guy who came up as a young offensive coach, what have you loved about studying him and watching his offense? What do you respect about the way Andy Reid runs an offense?
Yeah, I mean, he what I love about him is he's done it for a long time. So you can go back to Philly, and early on in Philly, it was West Coast offense really at its core. And now when you look at the offense, it's evolved so much, and so I think he does what all the good coaches do, and um, they continue to push the limits a little bit and find out what their guys do well. And I think he's really been the epitome of that. He's done a great job of whoever his quarterback is, he's going to find a way to have success on offense. And you can tell the players love playing for him. He's authentic. He's true to himself. And we have a number of guys in the building here that were at Kansas City at some point, and I mean, I just love picking their brains because he's like the GOAT right now in this league. He's the one that I'm at the owners' meetings, and you get a bunch of the head coaches together, and they kind of like they part the Red Sea for him, and he walks on up because he's held in such high regard. And so I thought it was pretty cool to see that for the first time at the owner meetings this year. So
You know him at all?
I've gotten. I got to talk with him a little bit there at the owners' meetings, and he and his wife are both really welcoming to new coaches, particularly first-time coaches. And so I know his wife, I think, reached out to my wife before that event, and then we had a couple conversations while we were there. So that's about the extent of it.
Were you able to confirm the Tyson Bagent extension?
Yep, done deal.
Obviously, in respecting that Caleb Williams is your starter, Tyson Bagent, of course, considers himself starting caliber level. Do you consider him, does he have that in him to be a starter in the National Football?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, he's I've really been blown away by his approach from the spring to the start of camp to where we are now. He does a tremendous job knowing what to do, how to do it, and getting it done. So I don't think you can have enough talent in that room. I think we actually have one of the best rooms in the NFL, certainly that I've been around in my career from top to bottom. I mean, we got 3-4 guys that can play in this league, and so I feel really strongly about where we're at right there.
Surprised about what you've seen from Tyson Bagent?
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, you come in a new situation, and of course, I'd seen a little crossover tape over the last few years of him being out on the field, but the people in the building already had such a high opinion of him that no, I wasn't surprised by anything that he's done so far.
Specifically with his approach, what blew you away, and what has left an impression on you about him?
Yeah, no, he and I are probably wired very similar. Just the when he enters a room, he's usually all business, and so um, to get him to crack a smile sometimes is a challenge, which we like to do. We like to, as coaches, you try to find that right balance of having a little levity at times, but at the same time making sure what we need to get across gets across, and so we try to loosen him up. So because I mean, he's so serious about his job, he wants to do so well, and he wants the team to do well that he's always locked in. So I can appreciate that about him because I can relate.
Before the match, we're talking about the difference in the demeanor between practice and games. Caleb was saying that you're calmer in practice, and Tyson said that you're more likely to get cussed out in practice. So, do you recognize that about yourself, and is that intentional or?
Well, yeah, we're trying to create a certain atmosphere during practice that is more challenging than what the games are. So, yeah, they feel the pressure in practice, and then on game day, they all know that we're all on the same time, on the same team, and we're all pulling the same direction. So, it's really by design.
You've got a little bit of time left in training camp, but you're nearing the end. When thinking back to some of the objectives that you laid out when it was starting, are there a couple that you think you guys have done a really good job of covering to this point?
Yeah, you see growth in each and every one of them. You know, I think I always start with the fundamentals and the technique of each position group. I think you see it. It can it needs to still continue to improve because it's not going to be a finished product here in September. You know, we'll be playing our best ball December and January, and so we're still in that race to play with better pad level, to tackle better in space, have better eye discipline on defense. I mean, there's things like that that show up each and every week that we continue to hone in on and talk about. But you see, I mean, I was joking with the coaching staff the other day about you know, pulling up some of our RVAs from phase 2 or phase 3 in the springtime, and man, we didn't look like a team that's going to win many games this year. And yet now, just to see where we've come, you know, we've made tremendous strides in that regard. So I'm encouraged with where we're at. You know, like you said, camp's not over yet, so there's still some time that we got to get a little bit better situational football. You know, we had the end of the half situation there the other day. It didn't capitalize on that. In fact, we put ourselves in a tougher spot by allowing the other team to have a field goal before halftime. So there's a number of things that we continue to get better at.
You had
Man,
Caleb,
you all
you had
concerned?
Caleb in the shotgun, I think 7 of the 14 snaps he was out there. We've talked a couple times about how this isn't gonna be the Lions offense, this is gonna be the Bears offense. Is there a balance between you want him under center to do the stuff that you do, but is there an area where he's strong in the shotgun in certain situations? How do you?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's most comfortable there. That's what he's been all college and a lot last year as well. So yeah, there's a balance. We're going to do what's best for the other players on the field as well, and what's best for that particular play to have success. So I think he looks just as natural under. I mean, hell, we had a 7-step drop from under center drop back the other day, which you don't see really many teams do anymore in this league, and he was just fine working through his progression. So I think we're going to have the ability to do whatever we want any week.
Ben, are you at all concerned with?
What's your perspective on Jonah Jackson when he leaves Detroit? He takes that big deal in LA, and then nothing goes right for him out there. You guys brought him in really quick after you got hired. What was your perspective on just the whole situation? What did you know about him, even as things were going wrong in LA?
Yeah, I can't speak too much on the LA situation. I just know who he is. I was in Detroit when he was drafted out of Ohio State. We had a great relationship, whether I was a tight end coach or the coordinator. He's a guy that I believe in, and you know, we're very fortunate to have him here. I think we're going to get the best version of him this year. Thank you.